Hi, and welcome to your Kuga Campervan. While we know you're chomping at the bit to start your adventure, please make sure you listen carefully to this presentation while we point out some of the more important features of your camper. In the front of the van, the most important feature is your transmission. It's an automatic transmission. Below that is your handbrake. To release the handbrake, simply press in the button, twist to the left, and push in. To engage, simply pull it back. Up here is the CD player and radio with MP3 connection. Your air conditioning and heating controls are just here. And next to that is your 12-volt charging socket where you can connect any 12-volt appliance, for example a GPS. Up here we have the fuel gauge. In the middle we have the speedometer that shows you how fast you are going. And on the left is your temperature gauge. You can see the needle sitting around halfway at the moment. That is where it should be at all times when you're driving. If you notice the needle moving above the halfway mark towards the hot position, you need to stop the van and call Travelers Autobahn immediately. On the left side of the steering wheel are the controls for your windscreen wipers, both front and rear. On the right side of the steering wheel, we've got the indicators and headlight controls. Next to the steering wheel is the ignition. Next to that, you've got the electric controls for the mirrors, both left and right. Down the bottom here is the release to open the fuel door. Simply pull this lever to open the fuel door. Make sure you only use unleaded fuel 91, 95, 98 or E10. Same goes with the bonnet. Simply pull the lever and your bonnet will open. It's a requirement of your rental to check the oil and coolant every day. To check the coolant, we need to open up the front bonnet. Release the safety catch under the Toyota badge and use the stay on the side to hold the bonnet in place. To inspect the cooling system, just check this overflow bottle. Remember, this system is pressurized, so it is dangerous to open this cap once the car is running hot. All we need to do is check this side of the bottle. The maximum level is marked here, and in good light you will see the level of the coolant around that mark. When you fill up the coolant, make sure you use the proper coolant and match the color that is already in the bottle. If you need to regularly top up the cooling system, or you notice a leak somewhere under the vehicle, you need to stop the car and report this to Travelers Autobahn immediately. To close the bonnet, release the stay and push the bonnet down firmly. To check the oil, we need to access the engine, which is located underneath the passenger seat. To access the engine bay, lift up the cover and release the latch over here. And over this side, push the small lever and you will hear a click. Then simply fold the two seats down, like so, and raise them up. We now need to secure them with this stay, like so. To check the oil level of the vehicle, you need to pull out this dipstick. When you pull it out all the way, you can see markings on the dipstick. Here it is up close. If the oil level is below the mark on the left, you need to top up with just 1 litre of oil, no more. Do not overfill, as this can cause damage to the engine. If you need to top up oil on a regular basis, you need to report this to Travelers Autobahn immediately. To top up the oil, unscrew this cap and fill it up right here. Make sure you screw the cap back on once you're finished. To lower the seat, unclip the stay. Put the seat down and press down until you hear the click. Don't forget to secure the buckle. The Kuga Campervan seats 3 people. It is a legal requirement that all passengers wear their seatbelts while driving. With the sliding door open, on the step of the vehicle, you will find the fire extinguisher and jack and tools. The tools provided are needed if you need to change a tyre. Your spare tyre is located at the underside of the back of the vehicle. To access your spare tyre, simply open the tailgate and unwind this nut to lower the tyre. To unwind, use the tools provided. Please call roadside assistance if you have any problems changing your tyre. While we are outside the van, along the driver's side of the vehicle we have the gas bottle compartment, 240 volt power inlet and water inlet where you can refill your water tank. As we enter the living area, the first thing you will see is your kitchen area. On the right hand side you will find the electrical switches and power socket. Here you can see the 12 volt master switch. This must be on to use the lights, fridge and water tap. Here are your 12 volt outlets. You can use these to charge any 12 volt appliance, for example your phone or tablet. So let's turn the power on. With the power on, let's run through how the appliances work. To use the water tap, flick this switch to turn the water pump on. Make sure you flick the switch off when you're finished using the tap. To use the fridge, firstly turn it on right here. A good way to preserve power is to turn your fridge down to number 1 when you're not driving or plugged into a 240 volt power outlet. To open the fridge door, simply push this knob down and swing the door open. Above the fridge is your microwave. To use the microwave, the van must be plugged in to a 240 volt power outlet. We will show you how that is done now. Firstly, plug the power lead provided into the socket on the outside of your van. Plug the other side of your power lead into a power outlet at your campsite. In Australia, all power points have an on and off switch. Be sure to switch it on when in use. With the van plugged in, you can now use the 240 volt power outlets in the van to power appliances such as a fan or heater. Next to these is the 240 volt safety switch. This must be in the on position at all times as shown here. Here we have the gas stove. To use this we must turn the gas on. The gas bottle is located on the outside of the van in this compartment. To open this compartment, unlock it using the key provided and release the door. We need to do two things here. Turn on the gas at the bottle and release the secondary valve. Be sure to turn these off again once you have finished cooking. With the gas turned on, push the knob and turn to release the gas, and light using the igniter or the mattress provided. The gas bottle is full at the time of pickup and is to be returned full as well. Now to the back of your van. Underneath the cushions you have your storage area, where you will find the power lead and water hose, bed boards and table pole, and dustpan and bucket. Set up the table. Firstly, insert the table pole into the bracket. Make sure to tighten up the wing nut. The tabletop is located behind the front seats. This simply sits right on top of the table pole, and again be sure to tighten up the wing nut. To set up the bed, dismantle the table and lower the tabletop into this position. Then use the 3 bed boards to fill in the remainder of the space and put the cushions into position like so. Your bedding is located up here on top of your secondary sleeping area. Included in your Kuga campervan are 3 pillows, 3 sleeping bags, 3 towels and 2 bed sheets. To set up the secondary bed, simply pull out these 2 bed boards and cover them with the cushions provided. The height of your Kuga campervan is 3 meters tall. This restricts you from entering low clearance areas such as McDonald's drive-thrus and multi-level car parks. Please remember you are fully responsible for any damage to the high top section of your campervan. Now that we've covered all the important aspects of your van, if you have any other questions, please ask our friendly staff. Other than that, drive safe and enjoy your adventure.